And Jim is going to get to go first. So please welcome Jim Arndt, our city manager.
Well, thank you, Kelly. I appreciate that. This is the being last name of A for Arndt. This has been my joy and privilege my whole entire life to get to go first. It actually cost me a leadership position when I was in the service. When I went down to basic training, since my name was Arndt, I had to go to work KP. You guys know what KP is? You had to go work in the kitchen. Time I got back from the kitchen, then the day they gave out all the promotions to everybody in the platoon. I guess they forgot about the guys at KP. So I was like, that just sucked. So 8 weeks of being mistreated by my fellow people I didn't get a chance to compete with. So it's your fortune today that I'm an A, I guess, but my fortune then it wasn't, and I was an A then as well. But it's a good day to be here. I thank you guys for the opportunity. As Kelly said, my name is Jim Arndt. I'm the city manager for the city of Paducah. And today is May 1st. It's May Day. Happy May Day, everybody, right? Does anybody ever do the put a flower on your neighbor's porch thing anymore? No, that's horrible. You guys are really, come on now, people. We did that a couple years ago, and people thought we were weird, so we no longer do that anymore. But it was a good opportunity to kind of recognize your neighbors and put some flowers out there. Also, today marks my 10-month anniversary. So yeah, woohoo! Yes. So I've been here for 10 months, and as I told the Board of Commissioners before I hired on, that probably about 9 months. My fellow teammates up there at City Hall start getting a little nervous because I'll start making some waves, the changes I'm implementing. And true enough, as I've seen last week in our leadership team meeting, I saw a lot of heads dropping and head shaking, and the impact is real. So we'll talk about those changes a little bit today. Those are good changes for the community, and I'm really excited about it, and the guys will be too as we actually get those implemented. Really, what I was charged with when I first came to the city was basically coming up with a new mission for the city as we operate, try to support local businesses and the residents that we serve, and also come up with values that are important to us. Our mission statement for the city that we came up with was to be the best city in the world. Now, it's a caveat here. We're not claiming to be the best city in the world, but we're on mission to be the best city in the world. And we're challenging each other to do that. And that includes you as well, because we all choose to live here. We choose to work here. We choose to come to worship here. We choose to play here. We choose to raise our families here. And where else would you want to do that? Because, show of hands, who in here has more than one life to live? I don't see any hands raising up, right? I have one life to live, and I'm going to live in the best place I possibly can live. So that's what we're on mission for at the city, is to be the best city in the world. Organizational values, we're, as many people say, that we're mission-driven, but we have our values to assist us with that mission. And we're challenging each other up at City Hall on a daily basis to make sure we abide by these values, being solution-driven, not just basically taking things and listening and doing nothing, but trying to come up with solutions to overcome some challenges that we see out there. Making sure we focus on customer experience. Just as you do in your local businesses, it's important that you not only retain your customers, that you expand your customer base. And a lot of the mindset at City Hall was needed to be reinforced that we do have customers. We have customers. You are our customers. Every citizen we serve, the 25,500 people out there are our customers, and making sure that they have a good customer experience when they deal with the city. Every person matters. Everyone in this room matters. Every citizen in the city matters. Everybody who comes to visit matters. Everybody that came for Quote Week last week matters. Making sure that people understand that as we make our daily decisions and the actions that we take. Speaking of the actions that we take, being action-oriented. The city sometimes comes under some criticism for doing studies and doing studies and doing studies and doing more studies. Well, it's time to put those studies to work and actually focus and be action-oriented and get busy and get the job done. Personal accountability, holding each other accountable on a daily basis to make sure we're striving to be the best city in the world, holding each other accountable to make sure that we are being solution-driven, that we do focus on customer experience, that every person does matter, and that we are action-oriented. And then also fiscal responsibility. Right now, as we go through the budget process at the city, our fiscal year begins July 1, and we're going through that process, making sure that the budget reflects our values, the budget reflects our mission statement, and the budget reflects our strategic plan to making sure that we are becoming the best city in the world. We want your business to thrive. We want to be a business advocate. We want to be a teammate, and we'll talk about some changes we're making as we progress through this small presentation this morning. But you see there in the top, I guess it'd be your left or right, your left, depends how you're looking at it, the celebration there. We're kind of capturing what the chamber president, well, I call her Commissioner Wilson. This is a year of celebration. We're capturing that idea because we're thinking it's important to celebrate what we do, because a lot of people don't know what we do because we don't get out there and share it as much as we should. And this right here was a celebration we had at City Hall just a few weeks ago for the passage of a TIF. The Tax Increment Finance District. So basically, that's a historical measure that was just passed by the Board of Commissioners, basically taking our downtown area and providing another economic development tool to assist local businesses for redevelopment of the facilities and for the construction of new facilities in the downtown area. And that celebration is historical because it's going to be a 20-year program. And we've tried to do this since 2007. This is 2019. Again, goes back to being action-oriented. Let's get it done. Let's just go and get it done. Below that, of course, you see some downtown businesses, and we do have a lot of downtown programs. I did stick a flyer under everybody's in front of you. It looks like that has downtown economic development programs that are available for downtown businesses. But we're not just limited to that. What we've done in the past, we've kind of focused our efforts in downtown development, and those programs are great for the downtown, but these programs can be used citywide as well. And we have commercial programs citywide that we can help local businesses with your expansion efforts, with your retention efforts, and we're basically trying to put ourselves in position to be a better advocate for your local business. Below that, you see, just kind of cut off there on the screen, but another event, what we call the Meet the Team event. We started that up. We do that twice a year. In fact, this Thursday is our second one, where we actually go out into the community at a local business and invite people to come out and talk to us, because sometimes people don't want to come up to City Hall. Sometimes City Hall is too intimidating, too official, too proper. We want to go out there, make sure we're in the community talking to people where they feel more comfortable. And there at the Meet the Team event, you have myself and my whole leadership team there. So you have basically about 12 of us out there just meeting with people. Now, this Thursday night, we're actually doing it a little bit differently. We're teaming up with the Library Initiative, and we're actually celebrating City Hall. We're having the unveiling of the City Hall. Basically, we had the historical restoration of City Hall. We're celebrating that. Again, the C word, celebrating that, and then inviting people to come up to see City Hall, learn about the history of City Hall, and then we're going to tie in the Meet the Team event there right after the celebration at City Hall, right before the event at the library, where they talk about the architect who created City Hall and celebrate him as well. And in fact, we have reached out to the architect's son to see if we can get some words for him to kind of celebrate the legacy that he brought to Paducah. And it is just a beautiful facility. This July, this is something we're very excited about. We're calling it the New Day Initiative. And you think, oh, that's another government program. You're right, it is. It's another government program, but I'm excited about it. We're calling it a New Day because that's a term that I coined many, many months ago.
Sorry, I was trying to get it on the
Okay.
screen a little bit better for you. It was kind of off a little.
All right, there you go. The New Day Initiative basically is trying to focus on our customer-centric experience, making sure that people feel welcome when they come to City Hall, making sure when somebody wants to do a project in the city, they have an advocate that helps them out for that. So we're actually coming up being fiscally responsible, utilizing the resources we have, not creating any new jobs, because we do have a limited budget, working within our own team, redesignated people to be customer service specialists when you come into City Hall. And actually, when you come into City Hall now, you walk in and you see this big desk that sits in front of you. We're trying to eliminate those barriers. We're trying to replicate what happens in the private sector, make it more open, make it more friendly, making the workstations more readily available. We actually have 3 full-time positions down in that lobby area waiting for people when they come in to be an agent, to be an advocate for each person who comes into City Hall. And gone are the days where somebody asks where I need to go for this, because people have no clue. And then what do we do? You point. Well, go upstairs and go to that side of the building. So you go up there, you wander up there, you look around, you have no clue where you're going. You go into an office, and then you ask them, oh no, that's not here. Go downstairs and go in that office. And you point, and then there they go. You can see them. It's just like a little I don't know, jigsaw puzzle. Gone are those days where we're really focused on improving our customer experience, getting out there, making sure that we walk those people and make those introductions, things that you guys do. Make sure we have that exchange, making sure there's a good follow-up as well, because also are gone are the days where you go in, you don't know what you want, you ask a question, you get told something you might not understand, and you leave, and then we think, whatever happened to that project? Well, it didn't get done because we didn't provide the service we needed to provide. So now we're going to have people responsible for following up and say, hey, did you understand what you need to do? How can I help you do that for you? And then use that person as your agent to actually do it for you. And so you should never have a problem with dealing with one of our team members, because your advocate is there to deal with that team member for you. So basically, we're really stealing from the private sector on customer expectations and how to improve that customer experience. That's going to kick off July 1. You might have seen advertised in the local paper, we're doing something historical as well. We're creating a business development specialist, somebody who's going to be responsible for the expansion of local businesses, the retention of local businesses, to help with the local business incentive programs, to help those local businesses be successful, to go out and do our business retention development meetings, come out and meet with you to find out what your needs are and be that advocate with you. They're going to partner with the customer experience department as well to make sure we're making sure we have a nice seamless team, and we're really excited about that. I questioned the organization of, when's the last time we had somebody in this role, because we've had to do this before. The answer was no. We've never actually done that. So I was kind of embarrassed when we sent a delegation down to Spartansville, South Carolina, and they have 7 people doing that. We have 0. So we're changing that. So basically, I was embarrassed. I got that phone call, so it's time to go. We need to be action oriented. Let's get this done. So that's good. That's actually interview scheduled for 2 weeks. We'll bring a person on board hopefully by the end of this year, the fiscal year, be up and running by July 1. Permitting process improvements. All I can say is you have been heard. I listened, made observations, had a lot of meetings for several months when I first got here, understood there were some issues with permitting processes, trying to get a permit to do this, try to build this. I've heard the comments that I don't like doing business in the state of Paducah. That broke my heart. I've heard the comments about how we built here but we'll never build here again. That broke my heart. At the same time, they're telling me that we need to have population growth, but we can't do both. If you're not building, you're not going to have population growth. So we're changing that. We're looking to see everything we can do to make the permit process smoother, easier, more efficient. And these 3 are going to work in unison together. And though basically we're fixing the process, we have an advocate dedicated to local businesses, and then we have 3 full-time advocates there for everybody. So we're working hard to make sure that we put our money where our mouth is. And all of this is being done without spending an extra dime, all within budget, no additional employees hired. So we're really focusing hard to be fiscally responsible in our efforts to help you guys be successful. We can't do it alone. We do have partnerships evident here today, as you guys are here as well. The Chamber is one of your partners, and we appreciate your support of the Chamber. They support us at the city as well by doing fantastic programs like this. We also partner with GPED. It used to be PED, now it's the GPED. We help them out monetarily. We do give them $250,000 a year for economic development activities. More importantly, we try to assist them when they need something. That process has been ad hoc, though. If they have a company who wants to come to town, they need information from the city, it's really broken down on that communication, or who they contact, or who can get back the information to them soonest. It might come to my desk, or I might be in an 8-hour budget meeting. Well, I can't respond in time. I don't see the email until 7 o'clock at night, and that company is already gone. That, again, is gone, because now we're going to have that full-time dedicated person to help them and be there for them when they call or when they email or text. Sprocket, we began a partnership with them this year as they work for entrepreneurial makerspace development, helping business startups. It's a fantastic opportunity. I know they partner with Murray State as well, and they're going to continue to grow. We do give them $50,000 a year, and we actually have money set aside for a larger grant match that they're applying for some capital needs. Paducah was it homegrown? I can't read that. My vision must be getting a little blurry. Farmers market. Why farmers market when we're talking about small business development and incentive programs? Did you guys realize, some of you probably did, some of you might be out there, that 30 new businesses came as an incubator at the farmers market? They started out the farmers market, they use that as their incubator site, all on their own. And they developed their business model and blossomed from that. Now they're brick and mortar in the city of Paducah. It's 30 of them. So it's a great starting ground for startups in the farmers market. Actually, I spoke to one last year, a vendor last year, who was brick and mortar. Things didn't work out, but they just didn't quit. They kind of revamped what they were doing, went into the farmers market to retry new product and new services, and then, of course, with their intent to launch again into a brick and mortar facility in Paducah. I thought that was a fantastic opportunity for them. You have a captured customer base that comes there every Saturday, and that place booms down there. And of course, this Saturday is the opening for farmers market, so a shameless plug for us there too as well, right? And that is our role. We're here to be a business advocate, for your businesses, potential expansion activities, things that you need, problems you're having with the city. We hope that you'll call on us. You do have my card there. You also have like I said, the breakdown flyer of the programs we offer for in the downtown area, and those are expandable to other parts of the city as well. And I'll be available for questions when we wrap up. Thank you.